everything that you want to start for the propagation phase, everything that you need here is available. Today I want to talk about the propagation phase, the fertilizer program. The most important parts in the propagation phase, the fertilizer program. Here I want to show you all elements that you need for the propagation phase. Everything that you need for the propagation phase. If you have a good program for the propagation phase, the fertilizer program, very clear, you will be successful in the propagation phase. Because in the propagation phase, the weight of each bulb is so important. We should have the total weight is no important for us. Only thing that is important for us in the weight of each bulbs. In the managing the fertilizer, we can have a good overview of the fertilizer. Now, what we need for the propagation phase, we should divide the fertilizer. Fertilizer that we need in the macro element like the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and also calcium, and macro elements like iron, zinc, like the Zn, like the copper, is very important for the propagation phase. Usually, in the 3 months of the winter in the northern hemisphere, we have the propagation phase. At the beginning of the propagation, we will have maximum growth of the roots. We have the maximum roots. Therefore, in this phase, we should give the fertilizer like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, macro element. In the beginning of the propagation, beginning of the winter in the northern hemisphere, when we have the maximum roots, we should give the fertilizer like the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Like this is the sulfate, potassium sulfate. Here you can see potassium sulfate, and you can see this is sulfurous, and also the nitrogen with the urea. After that, we should give air analysis. We should give the sample with the mix of the soil, the common manure, and give to the laboratory for the receiving the analysis, because we should calculate the amount of the elements. Very important. Before analysis paper, we are not able to manage the fertilizer. You should see after the mixing the common manure soil, you give to the laboratory, and you should in the paper you can distinguish what elements you need. For example, how much? 25 kilogram potassium sulfate, 5 kilograms potassium sulfate in the analysis. If everything is normal, okay, we can manage it. Therefore, after analysis, you should provide. For the basic fertilizer, it doesn't need any analysis. This is very clear. For the 10 tons bulbs, 20 tons common manure you mix, and then after analysis, we consider. For example, let me give you an example. If we consider there is a soil not very good, not very bad, we start 2 weeks later, we start give the humic acid, because humic acid also is suitable for us. Humic acid also is good for the growth of the roots. If they have a, humic acid is not element. Also give us humic acid for the texture of the soil. This is very helpful for the texture of. You can see this is the humic acid. Usually humic acid both of them is available, liquid and the solid. For the liquid, it is for the 10 tons bulbs is 5 liters, near the 3 to 5 liters in the 3,000 liter water we mix, then give via irrigation type, irrigation drip, we give to the soil with the humic acid. 2 weeks later, after the transplanting the saffron bulbs to the greenhouse, to the phase, and 7 days later, after that, giving the humic acid, the leaves gradually started growing. The leaves. When the leaves is reached to the 50 centimeters, we start the NPK. In the 7 kilogram, the leaves of the bulb reach to the 50 centimeters. We start with this fertilizer. We can give the amino acid like this. This is the amino acid, also helpful for absorption of all fertilizer. This is the amino acid. You can see the total nitrogen and the organic carbon and the solution, soluted potassium. This is the amino acid, the suitable near the 2 liters per 1,000 liter water you can give, 2 or 3 liter, plus the microelements, give 2 weeks by 2 weeks. After the 3 weeks, we are able. In the 3 months after winter, we should give this fertilizer. When the leaves are green, when the leaves is yellow, that is very clear. The propagation phase is the finish, and even give the best fertilizer doesn't work for us. When the leaves are green, we should give the fertilizer. The best temperature for